What's up guys, this is Jesus from Jesus Visions. This is my first video that I've done in quite a long time. Most of you are probably not going to know me. You can check my Instagram right here. So I'm an automotive photographer based here in Naples, Florida. And I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of how my workflow goes and what I do during a photo shoot. So a lot of people have questions and have DM'd me before about like the gear I use, where like locations that I go to, how do I find my locations, all of that. And I just wanted to throw in a little bit of tips and tricks, if you can even call it that, of what I do, and answer some of those questions for you guys. So this is actually the camera that I use. This is a Sony a6000, nothing crazy. This is just to show you that you don't need a super expensive camera to capture some great images. This is what I've been using for like 2 years now. And yeah, this is actually how I got started in the automotive photography. I literally picked it up one day before a car meet, took it to the meet, and just started shooting. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to work the settings, any of that. But I just went out and shot, and ever since then I fell in love with it. I still use this. This is what I still use for my current shoots. Right now I have the 30mm from Sigma 1.4. This is like my favorite lens that I'm always using. Obviously, like, this just shows you that it's really not all about the equipment, having super expensive stuff. This you can find at a pretty good price. I don't even think they make them new anymore, so you could find some used ones on Facebook Marketplace, on eBay, something like that. This is one of my main lenses. This is the backpack I got on Amazon. I just looked up camera backpack. This one's Caden or Caden, I don't know. I'll link it in the bio. I also use the Sony 50mm 1.8, and they all have polarizing filters. That's one thing you're definitely going to need when you're shooting cars. So the polarizing filter is something you're definitely going to need for shooting cars. It's to help take out reflections from the cars. It gives it such a better look. So I have that for my 30, my 50. And then the actual camera that I use for my rollers is what is this? It's a 16-50 that actually came with the camera itself. So this is part of a kit lens. Yeah, I still use this. Like, you don't have to have crazy stuff, and I'll show like examples of the photos that I've shot. Another thing I carry in my bag is just some extra batteries, some extra SD cards, and I always have this to help clean. You're definitely gonna need this, help clean the lens, whatever. This as well, a little bit of sensor cleaning liquid. This is the one I use. It works great. It helps, especially with rollers. That's where I notice it the most. Whenever like the whole background is blurry, but that one little speck of dust is just right there in the frame, and you have to Photoshop it out or whatever. It just saves you from all that hassle. So yeah, and then a microfiber towel as well. So today, this is actually my car that we're gonna be shooting. This is a 2019 Camry SE, nothing special, but this is just what I wanted to use for an example for today's shoot, showing you what I do. This is my Camry. You can follow the Instagram page I made for it. I'll pop it up on the screen. All right guys, I stepped back, brought the camera over here just so you can have an idea of what I do while I'm in a shoot. I walk around the car, I look for every angle, see what I could get a photo of, try to get close up, try to get some far shots. I'm gonna set the camera into kind of a time-lapse setting, just so you can see me zooming around. My car is a little bit dirty, so the photos, you're gonna be able to see that. But usually when you're in a photo shoot, it's a clean car. You don't have to worry about editing all the spots out and all that. but I just wanted to show you an example of what I do. And yeah, let's just get into it. Alright guys, just finished up walking around. I'm gonna show you examples of the photos that I took. So one thing you definitely want to do is don't always line up the car straight. Give it an angle, pop the wheel to the side, show it off. I start at this angle over here just to show off everything of the car. The front, the side, the wheels, a little bit of the back. It really helps showcase the whole car. I like to focus on the headlights, the badging, the wheels. The wheels are a huge part. You really want to showcase those, especially if they have some really nice wheels. These are some Curva Concepts. Thank you to Curva Concepts for hooking me up and working with me. After you go through the wheels, come around, get some photos of the mirrors. If they have some cool mirror designs, whatever they got, maybe they have some decals of brands they work with, the wheels they work with, anything like that. You want to make sure you want to capture all of that, even if it's just, if you think it's a photo of a decal, it doesn't matter. Get as much as possible. You always want to over deliver rather than under deliver. Come around the car, come over here, get some of this side, get some of the rear end, come around this corner. But you don't always want to stay with just the car in focus. Sometimes you want to come, I don't know if you could see in the video, but I came around behind the tree, got a little bit like this, came over here like this, got some different angles, just so it's not the car and the whole frame. And yeah, walk around the car, get details of everything you need, of the badges again. I came over here, got some like this. I'll show some examples. Got some of more decals. Came back around, and once I came back around, that's when I started shooting again, but this time in landscape. One thing you definitely want to do is shoot portraits, landscapes. Ask the client what they want specifically, so you make sure you get exactly what they want. Maybe they want something for an Instagram post, and usually they're more portrait like, or something for a website. It's most likely going to be horizontal. Like I said before, one of the questions people always ask is, how do you find your locations? So this is literally right off the side of one of the main roads here. I'm always just driving around. If you have the time, go ahead, drive around, see if you can find any spots. Just pull over to a random road. Always be careful though. And yeah, just explore. Go on Google Maps, see if you can find anything that would seem interesting. I literally looked on Google Maps. I saw a cool roundabout over here in this area, but like there was no shade. so I decided to come over here. And depending on the time of day that you're shooting, that's also one thing you want to take into consideration, especially on the color of the car. If it's a black car, you're gonna have a hard time like hiding these super bright spots. So that's why I came over here, just put it right in front of this tree, got into the shade a little bit. It just helps with taking away some of the reflections, and yeah, it just comes out for a better photo. So if you're intimidated by picking up the camera, don't be. Just like I was, I had no idea what I was doing with the settings. I had it full auto at the beginning. That's all I shot, at least in the car show. I started to learn, started to look up more videos on YouTube. I started to shoot on A, which is aperture priority mode, and that just lets you pick the depth of the field. It keeps focus away from the background or any other distractions, and keeps it on the car or whatever you're actually shooting. If you want to get close to the wheel, get photos of the wheel brand, stuff like that. It helps separate it from the rest of the photo. So that's definitely one way you could put some focus on the photo, exactly where you want it to be. Alright guys, so I'm actually in the back of a plaza right now. I came over here just because I wanted to show you guys that you don't always have to have these mountains in the background and all this city skyscrapers and all that. You can find locations anywhere that'll make your vehicle look super great, whether it's your car, whether it's a client's car. And I'm just gonna take some shots here and go over some pointers that I missed. So first of all, the first one was how you actually position the car. As you can see here, I have it just facing forward from the wall. That way I could come over here and I could get some photos of the front end. And the great thing is that you don't even have to move the car around that much. You could come over here to this side, go to the other side if it's a little bit different on the other side, or maybe one side is damaged or stuff like that. Like for my occasion, I got poop over there on that car, on that side. Another quick little tip I forgot to mention: when you're shooting the wheels, especially if it's a shot of like just the wheel, make sure you try and get the logo facing upward, not sideways, not upside down. I know they're not going to be like that in the photos that I post up, but that's just another little attention to detail that'll help your photos stand out more, look more professional, and it just looks better. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. Hopefully I was able to help you out, get some tips that you could incorporate into your photo sessions, or hopefully this just gets you motivated to actually go ahead, buy a camera, go ahead and start. You don't even need a camera. You could start with your cell phone. If you want, I can try and show you some examples later on in a future video, how to do photography with your cell phone, stuff like that. Anything, any ideas you have, drop them down in the comments. Any suggestions on how I can improve videos like this, how I can improve the next videos, I'm all open. Like I said, this is my first real video that I've tried to put a little bit of effort into in this sort of style. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like, drop a comment, and make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. That's the end of this video. Hopefully this video got some, damn it, this video got, fucking, stop saying, oh.